So there's doing, there's thinking, and there's being. Doing and thinking, your thinking is not anything anyway.
Yeah, they'll be thinking, they'll be doing, but there is no thinker and there's no doer.
Right. Right. So the doing kind of happens by itself. The thinking, it definitely influences the doing. And the being influences the thinking, which influences the doing. Even though there's no doer. And the beer is
Yeah.
all. So there's still an equation for success in here. But who is it that succeeds?
Yeah.
And what difference does it make? Doesn't make any difference.
Doesn't make any difference. But when it seems that it's gonna make any there is some difference, then as well it is okay to move in from
Yeah.
that. You know, it's okay. It's not to say no, shouldn't. There's no you shouldn't do anything. Things may still happen. May talk as this conversation is going on. It doesn't mean that there's somebody there, there's somebody here. It's just what happens. Even though there may be thoughts, that may seem to arise. Oh, I'm doing. It doesn't matter. There is nobody even behind those thoughts. So it's just what's happening. There's no purpose. There will be no end. There's no end because there's no beginning. This is beginless and endless.
Pretty sure that even in the face of it, time and space are not how we experience them. I mean, it's impossible to conceive of infinite space, and it's impossible to conceive of an end to space or a beginning of time or an end of time or timelessness. But we know that time and space are woven together. And scientists, when they try to do fancy math and they take time and space out of the equation, seems to explain a lot of math that they couldn't explain before.
Yeah.
And they can't figure out why time doesn't go in both directions. And they think, well, maybe it actually does go in both directions. And in the microscopic level, time seems to go in both directions. Small, very small things seem to hop back in time just a little bit. It's not as it appears to be.
Yeah. But really, where is time? Where is time right now?
Right. But this lamp in front of me wasn't here a year ago, and it's not going to be here 100 years from now. You know, on some level, it works. The conception of it. But what is it?
It was never even there in the first place. That's just a label.
It's just a label. You got a new favorite expression. Yeah. Everything is imagination.
Exactly.
To me, matter must have imagination of its own. Matter and imagination must be intrinsically woven. You know, all of it. We think that the thinking comes from this brain, and this brain is unique. And maybe brains of other animals are okay, right? But you can see from, the evolution of everything and trees and plants, everything seems to have awareness. And awareness seems to have intrinsically be creative. Everything seems to be creating on every scale, from what you can't see to the galaxies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's
Yeah, it's
all.
just
That's all me. That's us.
yeah. Yeah, it's just everything dancing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. All expressions are beautiful. Even this, when it expresses as a separate self and sees good and bad, that's also beautiful. So this, as it is is already deadless. It's already deadless. There's not death, even though there may be in its own expression, in its expression as a separate self, that may seem to be there, to be imagined, but it's just never there. So when it is recognized that the separate self is just, it was never there, then what is dead? Who is to die? So I may say um, the separate self is already dead, in a sense that it doesn't exist.